Hey, it's got you guys getting two top of the blogs, y'all. Got a little time, and I told you I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, I really ain't got time, y'all, but we gonna make it do what it do, okay? And with that being said, this is just a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so this morning I woke up to some pretty alarming news. Now, I did not watch David Makes Man, and I didn't watch Billions, although I am familiar with both of those shows. And they say that AkiliMcDowell, who played on both of those shows, real promising actor, budding, future trajectory, the people is believing in him and everything. Child, they done arrested this boy for murder. Arrested him and charged with murder and theft. So they say what happened was he's only 21 years old, you guys. I'm telling you, you are just one bad decision away from ruining your life, changing the whole course of the rest of your life. He definitely made a bad decision. So they said that he's accused of shooting 20-year-old Cesar Peralta on July 20th at the Thorntree Apartments in Northeast Harris County. And apparently, McDowell in the neighborhood is still known as being the weed man. All right. I got a lot of questions about this. I mean, how much money as the weed man are we really making? That's the first question. Obviously, you still making some good money, because even as an actor who is on a successful couple of shows, who still feels like they have to resort to selling weed, it's just sort of like, what is going on there? Either we ain't paying these people enough, or this boy was just still in the life, couldn't get out of it, still loved the rush of getting that kind of money. Maybe he was making people, I don't know. But it just seems like when you have a lot to lose, that you stop doing them kind of things, But again, 21 years old, a lot of times 21 years old don't believe that they're going to get caught up. They just think that life is very forgiving, and that, things happen and then you get another chance. And you guys saw Hope Floats, one of my favorite movies. And she was just like, it's the biggest extravagance, the way you waste your chances. You guys, anyway. So yeah, he's the weed man, right? And Peralta came to get some weed from him this day. And I guess he lives in those apartments. So Peralta came to get the weed from him. They got into an argument and they started fighting. And according to witnesses, he pulled out his gun and he shot Peralta one time. Peralta tried to get away, went to his car. And I'm assuming that McDowell followed him to his car, shot him, they said, a whole bunch more times, and then jumped in his own car and took off. So he has been on the run for 2 weeks. And they finally got him, and he is in jail, in the Harris County jail, and he's being held on $400,000 bond. Okay, he said that he didn't even have any money for a lawyer, so they assigned him a public defender. I mean, this is a really sad story, you guys, because what exactly is going on that this boy wasn't still able to live comfortably and still felt like he needed to be a drug dealer, the weed man, really, Oh, it's just terrible. It's awful. Now we have somebody that is dead. There's witnesses that saw what he did. This boy is probably going to go to jail for a long part of the rest of his life. And just awful. Just awful. So I read that this morning. There was a lot of people in the comments that was just like, what? I mean, people just could not believe it. It kind of reminds me of the story about old boy that was on The Shy. What was his name? The one who played Easy in the NWA movie. It was just like all these good things happening to him, and then they just on their own fucked it up themselves and ain't been able to, you see, he still ain't been able to get back on track. It's awful. So now we've got somebody dead all over some weed, an argument or something like that. It's just, I feel sorry for the Peralta guy. You know, I feel sickened for the young man who has thrown away the rest of his life. It's a cautionary tale, you guys. You know, when you have something to lose, you better protect it. You know, so we're going to see what happens with that. Once I know more about it, I'll let y'all know. All right, next story. All right, you guys, I didn't want to put politics in the beginning of none of my videos because there's always some shit with YouTube, so it ain't really too much to talk about. It's still the same shit. You know, I guess we can talk about the NABJ interview that they had with YSAP last week, and we could talk about Meg Thee Stallion and Quavo being at Kamala Harris's rally out here in Atlanta. First, I don't have much to say about the NABJ other than why was he invited in the first place? Like, I don't understand why you would invite this man to get him up there to insult black people. I guess they did it because they wanted him to do exactly what he did, which was show his ass and talk crazy. But the whole interview was off. And then, of course, like I said, he gets up there and he does what he does. As a matter of fact, I don't know why people are surprised that Donald J. Trump is going to be anything other than what he is consistent. That man ain't nothing else. He is consistent when it comes to being insulting. Okay? And he's equal opportunity. If he don't like you, he gonna talk bad about you. And he don't like a lot of people. All right? So I was frustrated altogether because I was like, you guys wasted that. And then apparently they had invited Kamala, but she didn't come because there were certain parts of there were some stipulations that she needed adjusted, and they weren't willing to do it. So the whole thing, I was just like, this was a wrong, and I wouldn't have went if I was Kamala either, because YSAP requires a lot of rigidity. He has to be definitely controlled. They would not have been able to control him at that NABJ thing. Okay, they wouldn't have been able to control him. He has to be in an environment where there is strict rules and there is a person that is able to tell him to be quiet, and he respects them at least enough to shut up. Okay, or they're gonna turn your mic off like he would be if they were in an actual debate. You guys, and we've been going back and forth with this debate and whether or not he's going to do it. Now he's saying he wants her to go to Fox News and do the debate there because he originally had agreed to ABC with Joe Biden, but now Joe Biden is not running, so now he feels like she should be able to come over to Fox News. And I'm just like, girl, just go to Fox News, okay? At this point, you still going to demolish him, even though we know Fox News is going to be biased. We already know that, you know, but I still think that she doesn't want to do it because she feels like if YSAP is naming Fox News specifically for it to be there is because he already knows that they are going to, edit him the right way, you know, and make sure that he doesn't look as bad. And I'm sure Kamala Harris and her team wants him to look as bad as he should look, you know. So that's where that's where the problem is. But honestly, girl, just go on and do the fucking debate at Fox News. All right, just go on and do it at Fox News. We're gonna see what happens there. Now, as far as the rally out here in Georgia, in Atlanta, you know, I didn't see it live while it was going on. I just saw a lot of the clips that were going on. I did watch Kamala's speech. I thought she did a great job in the speech. You know, it's a rally, so we're not talking about policies too much. We're not talking about these kind of things. We are really just trying to gather the excitement around the candidate, you know. And so for that I was fine with it. You know, at first I wasn't sure how it was going to pan out with Meg being there and all, but I do realize that they are trying to appeal to a younger audience. They ain't trying to fuck with me because she already has my vote, okay? So, you know, I could have done without the Meg and the Quavo and stuff, but like I said, young people want to see that. Young people are the ones that we need to make sure they get out there and vote, and if that's what works, that's what works, okay? I'm not going to be mad about it, all right? But there were a lot of people that were saying it wasn't necessary. And I was just like, yeah, you know, it could have been or not could have been or what. Just know that there is a reason to the things that they do. The same way that we have YSAP, just go to this streamer, this popular streamer. What's his name? Aiden. what's his name? Aiden, child, what the nigga name is? Aiden, blah, 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 blah. Aiden Ross. Just like WhatsApp went to Aiden Ross, and did you guys see how he came out to Many Men by 50 Cent? I was just like, now where is 50 Cent when you need him? I still don't think 50 Cent has said anything about that yet, you know? But anyway, for him to go on that streamer's live broadcast, it's because they're trying to appeal to that audience. Even though I think that kind of stuff is going to backfire, but just like Kamala's team is trying to figure out how to get to these certain people, so is WhatsApp's team. So I can't be mad at everybody trying to do whatever they got to do to get to these people, but I'm just sort of like, now everybody is telling Kamala she needs to go on Kai Cenat's stream, and I was just like, man, that would be crazy if she went on there. I mean, that would really be something else. I don't think she is going to do that, but honey, stranger things have happened. I wouldn't be surprised at this point, okay, because everybody is fighting for their fucking lives these days, you know. So I mean, she very well could turn up on there. Speaking of the vice president, you guys see that she has named who is going to be her running mate. He is the Minnesota governor. Oh, my battery about to die. Y'all like, bitch, why your phone always not charged? Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Okay, not really familiar with Mr. Walz, but they say that, you know, he's in Minnesota. So we got to get these middle America type people. And he used to be a teacher apparently, and he used to be this and he used to be that. And I think that the people like him enough, you know, that's who her running mate is going to be. We knew it was going to be a white man, okay, and with the morals and values and family and all that. That looks like Tim Walz is all of those things. So, she named him this morning, so good for him. Congratulations to him. Knocked all the rest of those people out of the water. And then, you guys, while we are on politics, shout out to President Joseph Biden, who was able to negotiate with Russia. Actually, it was many countries that were involved, but was able to negotiate to get 15, I believe it was 15 people released from Russian jail in Russia, including Paul Whelan, who has been over in jail in Russia for 6 years. Many people were afraid that he was going to get so caught up in the system over there that he was never going to make it back home. And then there was also another journalist who was released from America. I think there were only 4 Americans. There were others that were released as well. 5 Germans, and then there were many actual Russians who were political prisoners in their own country. They were all released as a part of this deal. And it was because Joseph Biden was able to reach out to his allies and get people to agree to the terms that that Putin had, you know, over in Russia, and they were able to get it done. They said that it was a very complicated deal. And when they say complicated, I guess it's just that they probably had to agree to a lot of things that maybe we don't need to know about. All right. But at the end of the day, all of these people did make it home finally to their family. Did you guys know that Paul Whelan was a twin? I did not know that, you know, but they did interview the brother right before he got back. And, you know, he was just saying how excited he was to get him back. Don't you wonder how it is to be a person that has been in prison in a different country for years and years and years, and then they come back home? I mean, can you imagine the PTSD that person, the mental battle that they have to go through now to get themselves back on track? I feel sorry for people like that, you know, but although I'm sure he's glad to be home, but it's still a lot of work to be done. Because we even saw Brittany Griner's interview with Robin Roberts, and she was just saying how, yeah, she still feels, you know, it's still a lot that she has to deal with and get through you know, even as a hostage, and she wasn't even over there a year. You know, can you imagine being there 6 years? But not to be negative about this, because this is a happy piece, you know, that the fact that they were able to get out. No thanks to YSAP, even though he had a very smart comment, you know, saying how he would have, you know, if he was president, he would have got him out, and he wouldn't have did any, he wouldn't have released any hostages. As we had to, of course, America had to let go of some Russian hostages too, that we rather would have held on to. However, you know, you got to do what you got to do. So YSAP was just like, I would have been able to do it without releasing any hostages. And they asked him in the press conference, you know, Biden, what did he think about that? And he was like, why didn't he do it while he was in office? Shout out to Uncle Joe, you guys. I guess Uncle Joe was just like, nigga, if you was so big and bad, why you didn't do it? Okay. Well, it didn't happen because YSAP didn't want to let go any hostages. So Paul Whelan sat in there 2 years of YSAP's 4-year term. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it for the politics. What else is going on? I guess the biggest news today is the vice president pick, which is well, boy name, as I just told you guys, Tim Walz. You guys let me know what you know about him. If you are from Minnesota, you know, y'all can put us up on game. Let us know what we think about old boy. I'm gonna have to do some reading up on Tim Walz, because I was not expecting her to pick him out. I thought she was gonna pick the guy from Arizona. Like, I really thought that's who she was gonna pick. But like I said, we'll see what happens. All right, next story. All right, you guys. So did you guys see that Kehlani's baby daddy? Okay, mama named him Javon Young White. He's saying that Colani is a part of a sex cult, and that they have managed to keep him out of his 5-year-old daughter's life. Okay, pretty much ever since the baby been born. He said he ain't been able to he ain't on the birth control. He ain't on the birth certificate. He been fighting to have his name added. They have really tried, or according to him, because he says that the leader of the sex cult is also influencing Colani to have her keep the little girl from him. All right. So it's been an ongoing battle. I don't know anything about Colani, you guys. I don't know her. I don't follow her. I don't listen to her music. The only time that I really know anything about Colani is when some shit is happening. Just recently, she took a picture with Chris Brown. Everybody was up in arms. I didn't even know that her and Chris Brown had problems. Okay. But apparently they worked out those problems, but her fans are not happy about it. And, you know, but every time I see her, it's because something like that has happened. Another time, I remember, you know, she got into it with a girlfriend of hers or something. And another time, I remember seeing her, you know, with YG, and I remember seeing her with the girl from Black Panther. Even though I don't think they ever confirmed anything. Maybe they were just fooling around or whatever. But I don't know much about her, you know. But she's been with this guy. Apparently, they were best friends. The way the story goes, anyways, they were best friends. They both decided that they wanted to have kids, and they ended up having a baby together. But at least as far as she is concerned, they weren't in any kind of relationship or anything. And he was just kind of like the sperm donor. Okay, according to her. According to him, he was just like, you know, she's put these narratives out there about me, because apparently she's told everybody that he's bisexual or he's gay, and he didn't really want to have the child. I mean, he wanted to have a child, but he wasn't trying to be like a family with her or whatever. And he said that was not true. Okay. And like I said, he wants to now get the little girl because he is afraid that their influence is going to affect his child. All right. First order of business is he got to get his name on that birth certificate, because if he can't even, if they're not saying that he is the father, then he really is not going to really have any rights to anything. Okay, real rock star lawyers out there, the real ones, y'all let me know. Am I right about that? Because that's probably the first problem there. You know, they probably just like, nigga, who is you? Like, as far as the law is concerned. I mean, folks might know that he really is the baby father, but, you know, it got to be on paper, you know. So that's going to be part of his problem. Now, like I said, I don't know much about Colani. I don't know anything about this girl. But So when I don't know stuff about somebody, I look in the comments. And you guys, I will say that there are a lot of people in them comments that are just like, now, not that the comments, because you guys know how these comments can go, but there are people who are saying like there might be something more to this story, because there has been some strange things that happened with Colani. We know that Colani has like some mental struggles. I mean, like many of us do, so that's not nothing. But what I'm saying is there are a lot of people out there are saying that, yeah, there might, you know, Colani has been moving a little, something has been a little off there. And maybe they can see some or a lot or most or all of the things that Javon is saying as true. So, not that the judge is going to be looking at people's comments. All right, the judge don't give a fuck about that. But he's come out with this story, and yeah, now they're going to be going back and forth over the custody of the little girl. It's too bad that whenever shit like this happens, the poor little child is the one that gets pulled through the ringer. All right, so hopefully they can get this shit settled before it gets too ugly. But what do you guys know about Colani? Would you guys know much about her relationship, the little baby, this guy? Somebody, even in the comments, I saw somebody say that her wife just left her, and I was just like, was she married? Child, I had to really had missed out on a whole bunch of what was going on with Colani. But yeah, so you guys let me know. And how did you guys feel about the fact that she took that picture with Chris Brown? Okay, because apparently Chris Brown said some really fucked up things about her in a post years ago, like back in 2016, you know, and of course that was damn near 10 years ago. But you know, we know that the internet is very unforgiving. So do you guys believe that Colani should have moved on? Or do you think that the shit that he said was so vile that you don't see how she was able to do it? All right, y'all leave all that below. Next story. All right, you guys, they say your boy T.I. was arrested. I was like, what? Child, that T.I. had to get packed up his shit and took it on down to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Is that what it's called? Hartsfield-Jackson? Yeah, took it on down to the airport, and when he was going through the damn, when he was going through the TSA, you know, the security check, child, they detained him and arrested him and took him to Clayton County, because they said that he had a warrant out for his arrest. Okay, your name Clifford Harris, right? Yes, it's Clifford Harris. Okay, well, you under arrest then. All right, they done interrupted this man's trip, took him down there to somebody walked by and messed up my train of thought. Took him on down to Clayton County Jail. I'm sure T.I. had a whole lot to say. You know, he is the IA, the intelligent adjacent. I'm sure he had a lot to say. Reached out to his lawyer. A lawyer was able to get him all cleared up and everything. They let the man go. But can you imagine? You got somewhere to be, okay? You trying to go on about your business, even if it's fucking vacation. Like, you don't have time to be getting arrested and taken to fucking Clayton County. All right, I know he was pissed, but turns out it was a case of mistaken identity. Like, did anybody check the fucking social security number? Like, of course there's gonna be another Clifford Harris out there, you know. And the Clifford Harris that they wanted was up in Virginia, apparently, or no, it was Baltimore. The Clifford that they were looking for was in Baltimore, Maryland, and like I said, not T.I. All right, so it was just a mistaken identity, you know, my bad. You know, I was like, I'd have cussed him out, and I mean I would have been pissed, but I mean it ain't nothing really else you can do. I mean, folks just doing their job and everything, but I'm gonna need folks to do a little bit better, because it seemed like a quick look at a social security would have fixed all that. You mean to tell me I got to go through the embarrassment? First of all, patience is real short up in TSA. And then you mean to tell me that I got to be sitting up here getting embarrassed and arrested for some shit that I didn't do? No. Okay. So yeah, I guess they was just like, yeah, it turns out there's another Clifford Harris. Oh yeah, y'all. That's it on that. Next story. Child, they say Chrisean Rock. Man, this is not good. This is not good. They say she's facing a possible 8 years in prison, all because she ignored the warrants that were out, you know, for her drug-related arrest in Oklahoma some years ago. Okay, she knew about it. She was saying that it was being handled, but apparently it was not being handled, at least not the way she thought it was. It wasn't being rectified. Okay, and so when she went to court to see her baby daddy, okay, mama named him Jonathan Jamal Porter. Okay, you guys also know him as Blueface. She was going to see him in jail. Well, he was actually in court. She was going to see him in court, and then they had the warrant out for her, and she showed up there, so they arrested her. All right, she was extradited back to Oklahoma. She was arrested here. In LA. She had something that she had to take care of in LA, but the more serious of the charge was in Oklahoma. So they done got her back out there in Oklahoma. She's still in detention center there, and now they're saying that both of the charges, one was like intent to distribute, and then the other one was her actually having whatever the drug was. I don't remember what it was, but they both carry 4-year sentences with them. So she's looking at 8 years, and not good. Okay, now I don't know what's going on with Blueface. Blueface was supposed to be getting out according to WAC 100 at the beginning of July. He's still in jail. We in August now. Chrisean is in jail out in Oklahoma. Where the baby at, y'all? Who taking care of the little baby? Mama named him Chrisean Jesus Malone Jr. Y'all don't piss me off the fuck today. Okay, don't piss me off the fuck today. Why y'all name that child Jesus? And I know it could have been Jesus, but knowing Chrisean, it's Jesus, child. How he a junior? Is her middle name Jesus? Didn't she name that baby after her? Child, I cannot with the kids. I can't with the kids today. I just feel sorry for the kid because he has two parents that is so far off, that baby ain't even had a fighting chance at the very beginning. The baby gonna be a year in September, and look at all this shit going. Who gonna have a birthday party? We can't even go to Chuck E. Cheese or no shit with all this shit y'all got going on. Child, a fucking mess. Anyway, it ain't no laughing matter. I hope that she gets that situated because I hate to see. Babies need their mamas. Okay. They need their fathers too, but at that age, they need their mamas, and for her to be in jail, I know her heart got to be hurt about that. So y'all send up, if you feel like it, send up a prayer. Hope that Chrisean is able to get that handled and make it back home to her baby soon. Okay. Next. All right, you guys, and then a little segment that I told y'all I was going to call What I Peeped. All right, this is what I peeped. I peeped that Big Sean and Janae Aiko. These two got a baby and everything, but we just can't seem to make it down that aisle. Not saying that they need to get married or anything, but it just always amazes me when people say stuff like they have a baby, which is a huge commitment, but we can't get married because there's still a lot of work to be done. It's just the connection. Y'all know I'm old school and everything, but I just don't understand. Like, if you want to have a baby out of wedlock, I'm not saying that that's what there's anything wrong with that. But when you say shit like, I'm not going to get married because I'm not ready, but then you was ready to have a baby with him? Make it make sense, child. Y'all probably ain't going to like that. I know how y'all get when I say shit like that. Also, what I peeped, John B said he mad at Chloe and Gunna for putting that old ratchet ass song out to his They Don't Know song. All right. And people was all, what is it, John B? Who is he? And what is it, the song? Why he call it ratchet? Because it was black? Yes. It was a fucking ratchet song. That's why he called it ratchet. Go look at them damn words. Oh, nasty ass shit. Okay. Yeah, it was ratchet. He said it exactly the way it needed to be said. Okay. Also, I peeped that Scrappy. Now, remember we was talking about Scrappy and saying that Erica might be pregnant. Well, Erica did a live, and she said that was just her talking on the show. They put that in the ad for Love and Hip Hop, to bring more traffic, more views to the show and all that, and no, she is not pregnant. So thank God for that. But I also saw a video. I don't know if this is true or not, but there's a girl. Apparently, Scrappy was on some game show. Y'all got to put me up on game on this because I don't know. But apparently, Scrappy was on some game show. Him and the girl that won, I guess it was a dating show or something, she won, and them two actually started seeing each other. I don't know how serious he was about it, but the way she was talking, like they was actually seeing each other. And then she said that he talked her into having a threesome with one of her friends. Well, they all agreed to have a threesome. And then the girl from the threesome got pregnant. And now he is gaslighting the girl that he was dating and kind of saying it's all your fault for bringing your friend in for us to sleep together in the first place. Now, I don't know if this is true. I did not vet the information. But I did watch the video, and that could be the fifth person or the fifth child that Chaotic was talking about when he was ranting and saying that he got 5 kids. Maybe that's the child that he's talking about, because now Scrappy apparently doesn't want that baby, obviously, because he don't know the girl, okay? And he's been pressuring the other girl to try to talk to her friend to get her to have an abortion or something like that. Now, again, I don't know if it's true, but that's what I peeped. That's what I peeped. Scrappy, what the fuck is wrong with you if that shit is true? Too fucking old. Too damn old. Also, I peeped that Ice Spice's album sold somewhere around 20,000. Child, DJ Mustard's only 18,000. Look, these I don't even know what to go by. I don't even know what's good anymore, because nobody buys. Like back in my day when albums would debut, bitch, they was hitting platinum. The only time that you was really doing well is when you hit platinum. All right, that's when everybody was talking about it. People don't buy music like that anymore, I guess, because it's easy to get it streamed and free now. Or, you know, for a small monthly cost or something. I don't know, it's pennies on the dollar, like half a pennies, hey pennies on the dollar for the artists. You know, when you streaming music and all, they don't really make much money from that. That's why everybody and their mama's on tour. Okay, but yeah, they ain't, you know. Y'all didn't want to get Ice Spice? Well, what's up? Why y'all didn't get her album, y'all? Even though she said that, the numbers don't matter. Oh, okay. Because, a lot of times now people are just more concerned about being more popular. Baby, the numbers is always going to matter to me. Bitch, you can give me, I ain't got to have a follower nowhere, but you can give me some money and I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I also peeped that Dr. Heavenly, maybe being messy, said that she wanted Kenya to come over there to Married to Medicine. Child, Kenya over there making her own little home videos on her damn Instagram. I'd be like, oh, y'all, somebody give Kenya a job. Okay. She's a beautiful girl, still look good. Cute little dresses and everything. She did a little cute little commercial for her hair company. But somebody put her somewhere. I also peeped that San Francisco is introducing legislation to pay those on welfare up to $100 a month if they can stay sober, if they can stay off drugs. Isn't it amazing that they have all these different programs now for people that are on drugs? But back in the crack epidemic, when niggas was just on crack, they was just on crack. All right. As a matter of fact, your government brought a lot of that crack over here for the black people. But now that it's an epidemic, okay, Reed, these folks got it. Now all of a sudden we coming up with all these programs. I mean, shout out to California. We always, Cali West Coast is the best coast. We always trying to be innovative. We always trying to help and all of that. But the fact of the matter is, it just kills me how it's an opioid crisis now. And then the last thing I peeped, you guys, was that song Suki Suki by Sukihana is the jam. It's the jam. Okay, it might not be a jam, but it's a bop, you guys. When you listen to it, you be like, Suki Suki. Nah, that shit do be kind of, y'all go listen to it. Y'all know I like Sukihana. If she would just be normal, I can deal with her. All right, one that be hyped up on some shit I can't really do. But that's it. Let me get on back to work. What time is it? Ooh, child, let me get on back to work. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get on back into this office, child. Listen, work is kicking my ass. That's why you guys got these videos on Wednesday. But I did try to make it so that you got 2 parts, trying to make up for it, y'all. But work is a bitch. A bitch, okay? I'm going to get on off of here. We do this every single week. So make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back.